Patchman stream. Broadcast yesterday, and learned a few things, like the keyboard was way too loud. I got a lot quieter keyboard today. Yeah, I'm just getting the stream started. It'll take a minute here. Countdown says 3 minutes, but it should be something like that. I've been learning this open broadcast studio. Really awesome. I was using a simple screen recorder before, which was awesome in its own right, but just not right for this task. Recording to Twitch. So I'm detecting now my microphone volume's way too low. I don't know if you can even hear me though. Bring the volume of that up. That's what the 5-minute starting buffer is all about. I'm still getting some clicking on my microphone, but I think that's just because my microphone's not too fancy and it's a direct plug into the line. I also have some really interesting effects I can do, so hopefully they're not too Hopefully I can upgrade to a USB microphone at some point. I'll also have a camera, probably in the next broadcast, and you can see what I'm up to. Okay, I think we're ready. We're gonna go over level 2 today of Patchman versus red circles. See, it says blue squares up there because that's the one that I'm working on now, but this stream I'm gonna be focusing on the first episode just initially. Kind of gives me something to do. Something good way to learn how to stream, I guess. I did it before, but it's been a while. Send a message. Hello. Anyone? I don't know who would be up right now. I got up pretty early. 6 a.m. This is kind of the best time for me to broadcast, but I don't know if there's a lot of people watching at this time. Although I am kind of on the west side of the continent. People in the east are up earlier. Oh, this song is scary. I'm gonna switch it. Maybe turn it just down a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna launch Patchman. Ah. Okay, there we go. I want to have it in the corner there so I can keep a chat window. And you can see some other stuff on my screen. Even this song is bugging me a little bit right now, so I think I'll put something on more relaxing. So I went over the first level, Granny's Cottage, yesterday. And I want to do Over the Waterfall today. It's locked right now. I can pass it level 1. I'm in development mode, so it won't take too long. Let's just go and do that. Skip over this dialogue. Run over to Granny's Cottage. I don't really want to talk to Granny because we've already heard that, so I'm gonna spawn an apple in the console. We can just give it to her right away. Granny! Here you go, here's your apple, Granny. So we didn't see this last time, so might as well go over it. Patchman gives Granny an apple. He says, Granny, an apple for you. Thank you, my dear. Patchman, before you lost your memory, you did a terrible thing. Wasn't me. It was, actually. Maybe we did go over this. Well, I'll read it anyway. You will understand after you read the comic book. Please fetch the pages from my writing desk. What are those loud noises? Granny, watch out! No! Granny! Comic book pages are blowing away. Okay, so that's a very fast passing of level 1. You can see you only got 2 patches out of 3 because you played on normal mode. If you play it on easy mode, you get 1. Play it on hard mode, you get 3. We had a Steam achievement that if you beat every level on hard mode, you would get not Patchman achievement, but like no one could get it because some of the later levels are ridiculously hard on hard mode, especially level 7 and 8. So I changed the achievement as long as you beat them on normal and allowed an easy mode. I thought that easy mode would be too easy for Steam players. We'll see how that goes because I recently enabled the easy mode on Steam. It was disabled for a long while. I just thought it'd be so easy that people would just beat it in like 30 minutes or something and complain that it wasn't worth the money. But like, it's not meant to like stretch out because it's through difficulty. It's just, you know, easy mode is really meant for like very young players or mobile where you don't have the fine control like you would with a desktop machine. Okay, level 2, Over the Waterfall. I really like this. Help! Tell me who I am and why I shouldn't be me anymore. Why? Turtle? Can you help? Lead me to Granny, please? for a while, if ever. I really like this waterfall. It's just so relaxing. And the sound effect for it's really neat, but it's like a watery VST synthesizer that Keith has, and he took a sample from that, and then I have it looping, and it changes volume based on distance away. Of course, first we're gonna have to get over the waterfall to hear that. So I'll come back to that in a bit. How this waterfall is actually made is actually kind of interesting. As you can see, the game is mostly like these isometric tiles, and from a programmer's point of view, my point of view, everything should be a tile, and this waterfall clearly is not a tile, so it was pretty painful trying to fit this into a tile world. You can see the edges of the waterfall are all not straight, and then the turtle's sitting on a ledge in the middle. You can see, whoa, went off the waterfall. So how do we make it so that when you go in the middle of the waterfall, you don't die? It's not a tile. Oops, sorry, turtle. That turtle that was mean to Patchman didn't help him. Now, quite possibly dead. He's off the waterfall, never to be seen again. That could be some kind of achievement, like either not knocking him off or something. So there you can see, you go in the middle of the waterfall, or in between the ledge in the middle. I'm gonna go and open the waterfall file so I can show you how this works. Waterfall. So on this, you can see there's a river, there's some butterflies, some rocks, and some bushes. There's no grass. There's kind of like these overlay tiles to make it seem. If I turn this overlay layer off, see that there's no, just to make it look a little less blocky or tiley. Patchman starts right at the edge there. This W fall is like it's telling the game engine to spawn an actual waterfall there, but you don't see the waterfall in the map editor. So this whole file gets loaded in at a specific point. And here's right here you can see segment patterns 1. Bushes on the top left and waterfall on the bottom left of the map. And then you have a bunch of forest nature bushes and then over top of that I have a shack and house and stuff. I'll get to that. Ooh. And then the waterfall graphics were really interesting because they're animated. So I'm gonna go into that waterfall somewhere. I can find it. Scenery, waterfall. Now I'm gonna have to find it. Waterfall. Never remember where I put all the assets. Okay, here we go. Waterfall. Try that. As you can see here, there's one frame of the waterfall, another frame. Here's the big waterfall. So load this first, and then to animate the middle waterfall, load these little chunks of it. If we had the whole thing animated, it would take up more room in our sprite sheet, and I'll show you the sprite sheet because that's interesting as well. Our sheets, waterfall. No, it's not waterfall. It's like I think it's ground sky tiles. This is a texture sheet. This is called Texture Packer. Combines all the sprites in the game into one big sheet so that the rendering is faster. It'll load it into texture memory better than a whole bunch of individual ones. You can see that those are all in the sheet. Interestingly, on Apple platforms I can't use that waterfall. It shows up as a black kind of thing, and I had to, like, if it's running on Apple, then I load those sprites in an individual sheet, defeating the whole purpose of this texture sheet. So I have to load those individually and put them on top. It's a pain in the butt, but that's what I had to do. It's kind of interesting that I had to make that texture sheet in a number of steps, like combining all those. Combining those on a separate thing. And then it like creates that. Why is the close button maximizing? And finally it like comes to this. Really kind of a technical, difficult solution. Okay, let's go back into the game. You're gonna say, Dave, you're gonna have to go beat level 1, go all the way back through. That's annoying, but no, I can just say don't be Patchman level equals 2, and it'll start me off right there. You can even tell it to bring me somewhere else, like bring me over to the Shiba house, just to the right. You can tell it I don't want to read the story, turn the story off. Okay, so what about the actual interactivity of this waterfall? How did I get it so that you can jump on the ledge, you can fall off the edge? I'll show you the physics. So you can see Patchman's physics shape. It's a little circle there. And if he touches this line that I've drawn, this green line that goes all the way to the waterfall, around the waterfall. If he touches that line, then he's gonna fall off. So you can see how I like kind of stuck it out from the edge a little bit, give the players a bit of leeway. But what about that cliff there? So I added a circle. If you touch that circle, then you don't fall, you don't get put in water, because it's actually, there's actually water here. If I remove that waterfall file, which I could try, from loading up. So I'll just put none here. Oh, so I'm gonna have to run all the way back. You can see there's no waterfall here anymore. What I really want to do is just remove that, remove the waterfall kind of itself, and I guess I could do that from the map editor. Just make sure I haven't destroyed anything. These black marks are telling the engine not to put anything here. So there's a comic book that appears there. Don't put any bushes in front of it, and don't put any bushes where the waterfall's kind of dropping off the ledge, because... Okay, let's export this. Kind of scared to do this because I don't want to ruin any of the existing maps, but should be okay. Yeah, you can see now without the waterfall object, there's a river there, and where the turtle's sitting is where that ledge would have been. And it's just these things pushing. Huh. This keyboard won't let me jump and do two arrows at the same time. So that's what it would look like, and then we just paste the waterfall on top and paste the physics on top as well. I'm gonna undo that because we don't want it there forever. If I release a new version and the waterfall's missing, it kind of ruins everything. So yeah, that's how I had to deal with, like, the art for the waterfall. Looks fantastic, but it's not blocked into an isometric tile set, so I didn't want to like say, hey, to the artist Igor who drew it. I didn't want to say, hey, redraw this everything exactly to isometric view, because it looks so nice. I don't want to throw it away. And to me, making art is hard. So it's like, oh, you made this masterpiece, this really amazing waterfall. Now change it and spend more time on it. Because, you know, we ran a previous Kickstarter and I was paying Igor for everything he did. And of course, you know, like, having someone redraw something, you gotta pay for that too. Realistically, if you didn't tell them how to draw it right the first time, or to a certain specification, it's kind of the responsibility of myself to pay him more. There's a number of factors, but at the end of the day, I think it worked. It's a little glitchy, but you're not going to spend all your time testing the boundaries of the water and make sure everything's completely perfect. You see this edge here isn't completely mapped. You can sneak around it. Okay, now we have the game's first comic book. This was initially a stretch goal for our first Kickstarter, but I kind of went ahead with it anyway. Same with some other stretch goals. Just because, like, if I didn't put them in, I just would have been missing that certain something. Putting those stretch goals in, though, it made development longer, and it made us so that we couldn't actually finish all 4 islands all at once, and that's why we kind of broke it up into 4 episodes. There's just too much. I'm gonna turn the music off from my music player so I can listen to the nice comic book music. I really like the song that is for this. Keith made it. Tune up a bit. Looks like I might have a couple of viewers now. Hey. What are you doing up right now? It's like so early in the morning. I have an excuse. What's yours? Actually, I don't have an excuse. I should have a job. Okay, can you pick up this cup? Make it full screen. Before they were enslaved, the sheeple lived freely with nature. It was not without effort, but it was good work. And they enjoyed watching soil bring life. The sheeple were happy. And the sheeple were fed. But the sheeple were also easily led. Something this purple scoundrel took advantage of. ... I could go into a lot of detail about this. About how this comic book was made. You can see this one guy here is animated. In later pages of the comic book, there's a bunch more animation. It's kind of neat because, like, at first you see all these static images, and then this one is animated. I don't know, I just find that interesting. And then the rest of them have more animation. I did kind of want this to have a animated river. I thought that'd be neat. We could have like a little stream sound too. And this, I guess this had a bit of animation when it started up. I can show you that. What the? Granny? I'm even more confused. What does the comic book have to do with me? I'm not even in it. Or is he? So now that you've got the first comic book page, you can, this is unlocked. See? And there's 15 pages to collect. These comic books tell the backstory of what happened leading up to the first level, kind of like at the very beginning of the game. Patchman's waking up in a field and he's like, where am I, blah blah blah. This tells you everything that happened before that. I just want to show this frame here. It's like 4 little things showing you. I'm gonna kind of like go over the code there, so I find that interesting too. Menus. This is the code for the comic book that I wrote. Just kind of scrolling down to find. Yeah. So that page is called Sheep of Life. So if index equals 3, that's the third panel of the comic book. Then we're gonna do this multi-panel whatever function, and that will have a logic to do those 4 trees in a row. And then the final panel is with that purple boss guy, and he's got a glow panel animation. And then there's a thing that I was trying to do. The first time you read the comic book, it would say one thing, and then previous times of reading it would say a different thing. You kind of like be like, what is my memory going? But it ended up being a little glitchy, and I couldn't be confident that it would always work, so I just made it static. I also have this is how I translate the comic into different languages. So this is the page, Sheep of Life, and then each line is a different text blurb for each panel. You can see it's been translated into French. It's translated by Igor's wife, which was really nice, because like look at this, like crazy. It's got all the little symbols over the text. And we've got German, it's translated by a friend of mine that I work with at a grocery store, and Japanese, another friend, and Russian by the artist. There's another funny language with all these interesting symbols. Oh, and last one, Spanish, by another guy that I work with. I work at a grocery store, by the way, part-time. Not really game dev related, but it's actually really fun. And then the story, like for example, when Patchman's over the waterfall, it's like, help, tell me who I am, why shouldn't I be me anymore? You can see the different emotions, like he's crying, or he's angry, or there's a turtle talking. And then when it's finished, you show the heads-up display, the HUD, or when it starts, you hide it, and so on. You don't want to hard code that kind of stuff. Let's go back into level 2. I'm going to add a parameter here, patch equals 2, because that tells me which Patchman starting location he's going to be at. Again, this is all procedurally generated. I mean, I didn't procedurally generate the graphical sprites, but just the placement of them. The first tool that you get is an axe, and that can clear out bushes and obstacles. I was gonna make it clear out these wooden walls too, but the reason I didn't yet is because, I'm gonna see if I can remember, getting rid of the physics shape, it's actually rather ridiculously overcomplicated how this axe works, and I didn't want to store all the extra information to have these walls be destroyable. Just maybe one day I will. You gotta stop somewhere. So you can clear out these trees, and the real reason you have this axe, in the first level you had all the soil, right? Now this one, whoa, this guy, get away. So this level, you're actually tasked to go to this fridge right away. The arrow is pointing to it. So you go to the fridge and it tells you 0 of 24 apples. And if you grow an apple tree, it's not going to give you 24 apples. But you do have a number of ways to solve that. And this level also, the first level when you were growing an apple tree, it was beside a river, so it automatically got watered. This level you need a watering can. See that little arrow? And how do you fill it up? Well, there's three different ways to fill this watering can up. If you're playing on hard mode, you have to do it the hard way, which I find hilarious. It's basically jumping in this waterfall. If you jump in, you're gonna fall off the edge, so the trick is jump in the middle of the waterfall and you'll be taken to the edge. Ah! I died. It's this keyboard. This keyboard, I can't press 2 arrow keys and jump at the same time. But the alternative is using my mechanical keyboard, which is like super loud and people are complaining about the volume. So now I got a watering can, can grow that tree, get all the apples from it. This guy's trying to brainwash me, and I'll go over him later. You see, it's like, it's pretty complicated. Like, this isn't just a standard like platformer, I guess. I'm not trying to slag on games that are less complicated, but my point is I put a lot, like years of effort into this. So the axe now, you have two choices you can. I have 9 apples, right? Oh, this guy's gonna brainwash me. So I have 9 apples. How do I get 24? Well, I can't plant another seed here. It'll just die. Well, the hint is telling me to chop it down, so I could do that. But I could also uncover this other soil. So the player has 2 ways. I kind of like that. There's multiple ways you can progress. I mean, there's advantages to both methods. Like, for example, I could just chop this one down, and that sheeple's not gonna brainwash me as frequently because he's not gonna see me as far away. So I'm gonna get 24 apples here, and if I have to restart, I can cheat and get more. I don't want to bore you with this. This is kind of like a chore for the player. Something that I kind of wish I improved on. Like, you should just basically get the apples easier. Okay, so it says put some apples in the fridge. Okay. This is funny. No, I don't like those apples. And he throws them all away, and all your hard work was for nothing, sort of. But now you know why he doesn't like apples. Let me get some more apples. I just want to go over it again. Okay, I've got 30 some apples. I'm gonna keep enough of them, and he's gonna try and brainwash me. Okay. So I'm gonna open up the console. You can see the console up here. Kind of hard to read this text, but if you press the square bracket, you pause it. If you press the little quote, single quote, steps. Step means like advance 1 frame. So I'm going to use those. I can also click on the guy and I can examine his AI mind. So sheeple 5 AI. If the AI is there, it means it's currently running his AI because it puts it in a queue. It doesn't run too much AI at once. So his problem is he wants to eat. He's also poor. He's also hungry. But his solution right now is to find a kitchen. Step 2 is to check the fridge. And the plan to figure out that solution, it looks like the top problem is eat, even though these are tied, I think. Because he's holding a package, it's chosen eat. His plan is find a path to the fridge, then travel to it. He knows where the kitchen is. He knows where his repeater / television is. He knows where the vendor is. We can step this. Oh, he sees Patchman. But he's more interested in going to his fridge. And this is where you see he's like, gross. He got rid of the apples, and in his dialogue bubble there, which the player hopefully sees, is he's saying, well, what about the posters that say no apples, right? Who put these apples in the fridge? Yuck! So now the hints are telling you you've got to get rid of the posters, so you just walk beside them. Well, it looks like my camera is locked on that sheeple. So how do I get rid of that? I think I was doing some debugging and I removed the ability. Well, I guess we're going to follow this sheeple. So the sheeple got some symbols, going to the vending machine, getting some food. That's his life, and he's got some residual memory there of when he used to keep food in his fridge. So I guess he just goes to check that, and that's the one flaw that Patchman takes advantage of. Okay, now we'll cover these symbols. He's really infatuated by Patchman. Now that he's brainwashed, let's see what he does. And he tries to get Patchman brainwashed too. Symbols are like kind of memes, like bad ideas. Now that Patchman's brainwashed. Oh dear. Let's restart this so I can get the camera back on Patchman. I'm gonna restart it again. Give it a little cheat here. Equip equals apple. So I've cheated. I've got infinite apples. You can see it's infinite. A little infinity sign that I drew there with the font, bitmap font. Okay, I'm gonna let him brainwash me. And this is a whole another section of code. When you get brainwashed, you got these glowing eyes, you got a glowing symbol over your head. I like that. I also like this garbage can shooting out trash and the wind blowing it around. I'm already brainwashed. What does it matter? Hey, give me some more symbols. I think if you hit 23 symbols, you'll be permanently brainwashed and you'll die. But if you do get brainwashed in this level, there's only one thing you can do, and that's go to the vending machine. Looks like the hint is a little, not broken, but it's expecting you to have visited the fridge before it gives you the hint to go to the vending machine. Okay, I actually got a vending machine package. Oh. And I can actually eat that. Yum. Well, it doesn't give me a ton of energy or anything. Oh, I see what it's doing. It's thinking that because I have enough apples for this fridge, I should just do that. Now if I put them in here, and I have infinite amount of them, it won't matter. But I do have to remove these posters first. There. That blast sound is Keith. You can see on the side of the screen how many posters there are. Alright, so he has no more posters left. Just gotta wait for him to do his thing. How do you see me? Another neat thing is that energy. Where's that energy going? Where is it going? It's going somewhere. We don't know where yet. Gotta wait till another level to find that out. I was trying to tell the story of this through the mechanics and the graphics, like. Bye. Well, that's level 2. Passed it. Whew. As I was saying, I was trying to tell the story not so much through all the words, or even any words. Initially we made all of this with no words at all, and it was only later that we added captions to the comic books and dialogue into the game. So for example, the sheeple there was, that TV thing was, we call it a repeater. It was sucking out the sheeple's energy and sending it along a power line. So that's like a metaphor, like, or that's like part of the story, like where does that power line go? And you find that out in the next level and in subsequent levels as well. And instead of like saying, hey, I'm like, you're talking to a character and he says, hey, I'm getting my power sucked out and it's going over here or there, it just shows it, right? Like, I wanted to tell the entire story without any words, and I want to do that for a couple of reasons. And one of those reasons was language. Like, you could show that in any language. For example, this windscreen is just a big check mark. This Patchman's like, whew, doesn't need any language to tell you that you won. And after this little windscreen, you get to go to chalkboard menu. I like this one. This one does have more language. This is like the last menu we added for Steam leaderboards. Where's Patchman? And it's just like it's like slowly goes down. Where did he go? He's like crawling under the boxes now. So I got, for my patches, I got 10,000 points per patch. So if I played it on easy mode, I would have got 1 patch, and I play on hard mode, I would have got 3 patches. So you get quite a few points based on that. You saved 1 sheeple, 500 points. You took down 7 posters. You got hit with 27 symbols, which is bad. So negative 50 points for each one. It took me 3 minutes, although I did cheat. You'd probably take longer. Let's check the speedrun times on this. Bonus if you didn't die. I'm gonna go hit up the leaderboards here. I don't even know, like, the leaderboards, ridiculous. These are it. This is the website that I made. Okay, level 2. And by the way, these leaderboards, if you place on them, you can win. You can win a coffee mug. So we did that already. A number of people, Valagorn and Limey Dragon, Daniel San 85, and FJ. Those 4 all submitted their mailing address and got their coffee mug. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Let's see who's got best score and fastest time. I was gonna go over the fastest time. That was the most interesting one. Oh, okay, so this guy, Danielson 85 Lee, he beat this whole level in 1 minute and 49 seconds. And he beat it on hard mode. You only get fastest time on hard mode, so he had to like jump over the waterfall, get the watering can, jump back in the waterfall to fill it up, probably a number of times, without dying. You can't, if you die once, you reset, right? So he's probably at like, this guy's me right here, not Patchman. That's my test account. So I thought I would have the top score, but no, these, well, Skipjack's my is Keith. He's a musician who made a lot of the songs. So even he couldn't beat these 3 guys, who I don't know personally. I just think it's really cool. And then Danielson also has top score, probably because of the fastest time. Someone might be able to edge a second or 2 off that. And there's 73 entries here. Wow. These guys all, what? These guys all must have beat it on easy. This guy's got negative 4,000. Oh gosh. I don't even know how you would get that. He must have he must have taken so long and got hit by so many symbols. Wow. And this is my friend Ryan. I think Ryan's sons. Wow. Oh, and this is the reviewer. He just, oh, come on. He beat it on easy. Either that or he beat it on normal and did really bad. He just left a pretty long review. Yeah, and so level 1 doesn't have any leaderboard because it's basically just a tutorial level. wonder if anybody has beat any of these. Yeah. Looks like since we locked these in, Moth Boy is no longer number one. Boy Mom is number one. No idea what's a Boy Mom. It's weird. Still the fastest time there. I'm just curious, has anybody updated or beat these? I really like that song, but we gotta change it. Can I snap this? Snap that. Barnack, I haven't seen him. He must have been a recent winner. Beating level 10. And level 7 fastest time last time I checked, there was nobody. And no one, at least no one since these leaderboards have gone up, no one has beat level 7 on hard mode. That's a surefire way to register for a coffee mug. Same with level 8. Level 8's pretty hard on hard mode, but I don't think it's that bad. Level 7's definitely the hardest one. I can't wait to cover that one because level 7's basically the level that I'm most proud of in this episode. Okay. Let's check the Kickstarter for this. This is our Kickstarter. We've got 21 backers, 29 days to go. I'm really proud of this. Like, maybe proud is the wrong word, but all these things were a lot of work, and I think it looks great. But getting the word out about this, like, so difficult. Just no one even knows about the number of views on here. Just so small. Backers, I'm really skeptical that enough people will see this project. It's only $5, so it's kind of like, I thought it would be more tempting, but if you take the goal, we put $5,000 goal, divide that by 5, and you need 1,000 people, 1,000 backers. 1,000 backers in 29 days at this rate. This is not gonna happen, but I don't know, if a big press type thing, magazine or website mentions it, then it's possible that thousands of people like will see it. My estimation is that, like, say 1 in 10 people who visit it would pledge. So you'd need to get 1,000 pledges, you need 10,000 people to visit it. From the statistics, it's like a couple hundred people have visited this thing. And trying to reach people is like so difficult, so swamped. Like, social media people are like, hey, just send out a tweet, but no one sees the tweet because they're being flooded with tweets from big names. We have not very many followers. Let's check Twitter. Twitter.be. So video game has 67 followers. Like even if every follower backed, which they're not going to do and I don't expect them to do, even if they all backed, it wouldn't even be close to enough. It wouldn't even be 10%. So without money to like get paid advertising is really hard. See what our Instagram account is doing. Facebook's kind of similar. We have like a lot more followers on Facebook, but reaching them is difficult too. So Igor, our artist, he basically runs this account, and he's been drawing a new picture almost every day. They're always like funny pop culture references. This one's hilarious. So obviously looks like Wall Street. Well, it says Michael Douglas on it. So Michael Douglas, Wall Street, Patchman, Gordon Gekko, Patchman. The illusion has become real. The illusion has become real, and the more real it becomes. I'm Gordon Gekko, and I want you. I want all your blue squares. Ha ha ha. Did that sound weird? Did that sound weird?
Wonder.
Let's try a echo. This is an echo effect. Patchman versus blue squares. This one I think was like daylight saving time. Daylight savings time. I don't know if that happened everywhere. Did it happen everywhere or did it just happen for where we live? I don't know. But it looks really nice. And this one can probably guess what it is. This donut only costs 16 blue squares. And I really like this one. Why would I need blue squares when I have a perfectly functioning bee farm? Okay, I'm gonna lay off those effects. I really like this one. Kickstarter Patchman. Okay, we need more followers because these are awesome and they're not getting the views they deserve. Basically need like thousands and thousands of dollars to promote these. Otherwise people just won't see them. You either pay money or you show naked women. And then the trailer, if you haven't watched this trailer, definitely check it out. I'm not going to play it on the stream. Or should I? Something to do. I've got about 15 minutes left. Maybe I'll open up the Facebook page. See if that works or not. Whoa, that's big. Let's just open it here. So it's got 421 likes. 423 people follow this. That's strange. I thought followers would be less than likers. Isn't followers better? Well, whatever. Photos. Yeah. Page is alright. Again, it's just like, doesn't have a lot of views. This is the only player I know of that has all the achievements for the game. Limey Dragon from the UK. That means you've beat all the levels on normal or hard. That's what I was saying earlier. You could beat it on normal. I'm gonna check out the achievements here. These are the different achievements you can get in the game, and some of them are related to level 2. You could get killed by a destructive beam on level 2 if you wait long enough, but I don't want to sit here and wait and do that. But there is one, lemming, lead a sheeple off a cliff. So to get that achievement you have to do that on level 2. Let's see if I can do that. I'm not running it from Steam, so I won't actually get the achievement, but I have seen other people getting it. Ah, don't brainwash me. Oh, no. Don't go there. Yeah. Okay, so if he follows me for a long enough time, come on, sheeple, come follow me. Although I'll probably need an axe. It's gonna get stuck in the bushes, I'm sure. Let's turn the music off because it's starting to get annoying. Yeah, so I'd have to get an axe and cut away a path and have that sheeple follow me over to this cliff. But how do you get him to fall off? Well, I guess you'd jump over here and he would follow you, and then he falls off and you get the achievement. And that waterfall sound, I was gonna go over that, so I guess I'll live up to my promise and do that. As you get a little bit closer, the waterfall sound gets louder and louder, and I just kind of find that fun. Alright, I'll end the stream pretty shortly here. Maybe talk a little bit more, but another thing you can do is click. You can click on these tabs up here called watch tabs. You can examine something from far away. You can watch the sheeple or whoever is on the tab just go about their daily routine. I kind of like to study them and get to know what they're gonna do. What are you gonna do, sheeple? Is he gonna do something that he's never done before? unlikely. So with the physics shape on, you can see everything's based on a actual physics world. I was gonna have it so you can click and see where the posters are. I did have it that way at one point, but that one was just a little too not useful for the amount of effort it would have ended up taking. But I had it so that like when you started the level, a certain level, and there's this brand new poster you never seen before, it would like do a dramatic cutscene and kind of like in-game cutscene where it would like zoom in on that poster and then come back to Patchman. It's funny, the Waterfall sound volume is based on where Patchman is, but not where the camera is. Should probably be based on where the camera is, because when I'm watching the sheeple way over there, I can still hear the waterfall. And let's just see something here. Yeah, that's all working. Sorry. Not the best 3D physics, because this is a 2D physics engine. I just added a third dimension on top of it. Okay, that's it. If you end up watching this, you haven't checked out our Kickstarter, please check that out. You can type in, here, I'll just type it in the chat, http://ks.don'tbe.ca, or you can go to www.don'tbe.ca, and that will give you a bunch of links to website. I'll just go there myself. See? Get our new logo. You can click on Kickstarter, Steam, or itch. Open Steam page. If you have Steam, then a Steam account. Oh, it's taking a long time to load. Well, if this ever loads, then I would say please add it to your wish list. You just click around here. I've already wish listed it because it's a game that I made. So, and then if you want to try the demo for the next episode, it's a free demo and just download it from itch. I really recommend though that you install it from itch, because then it'll give you any updates, as opposed to like downloading it and extracting it from zip file. And then this is the most important thing right now. Hopefully we can make our funding goal. So thanks a lot for checking out our Patchman games. This is Dave signing off. Have a good day. Thank you.